Thank you.
Okay, we're back, and I'm your host, BKP, and it's time for Tax Tips with Beth Bennett from H&R Block. Beth, how are you today?
I'm great, Brian. How are you?
Well, I tell you what, I bet this time of year, we're in February, it's tax season. People that are in business are preparing the W-2s, W-9s, whatever. They're getting them out. So from the business standpoint, you have a lot of your clients that you're helping get their stuff out.
And then bring it back in.
And then the other side, you have the people waiting to do their taxes. So right now, you're bombarded with questions. And it's been an interesting year.
It really has. It's been a very interesting
because year. You have, and I don't want to take away, I know you have a focus here, but you have people wondering if their unemployment is taxed or is there an exemption? Employers, are they being penalized because they had to lay people off? I mean, the world of what is actually out there and what is real and false information, it has to be one of the most interesting years. I don't want to say difficult for you at H&R Block in this business. Am I right?
I think it's difficult and challenging for everyone right now. Everything has changed. There's so many new things that affect your taxes or don't affect it, and people are very unsure. And so that's what I'd kind of like to cover today is, the questions that people are having, unemployment. So it's out there now. When we met 2 weeks ago, unemployment wasn't available. We weren't sure, where am I going to get my information about my federal unemployment, because that was new to everybody. No one had gotten that before. So it is all on it is all on your state unemployment statement. The only way to access that is to go to your account, your unemployment account, and pull that. In years past, we could just go to the Georgia Department of Labor website, put in their information, and we could print it. But they now have to log into their account, make sure you have your PIN number. You don't want to file without any income that you had. It will just hold up your refund and delay it versus I'm going to get what I can now and get later. It doesn't really work that way.
So what you're saying is, in years past, if for some reason in that year you had to be on any unemployment at any time because that was a state, the state, you, the preparer, could go into the Department of Labor of Georgia, because we're in Georgia, and if you're out there anywhere in the United States, you need to ask these questions because every state is different.
Correct. Every state is different.
That we want to be clear, because we have people that view in different states. So every state is handling this different. So in the past, in Georgia, you could go to the Department of Labor, pull the information.
Right. We had to have them there and then giving us.
Right, but you could do it.
Right.
But they need to do it now because it has the enhanced federal government added to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that change was because of the federal unemployment or just a change that was coming.
Okay.
And it just happened, in this year. But so to get your unemployment, So to get your unemployment, I think a lot of employers set it up and did it for their employees, so they don't even have that account. So you got to create your account. You have to log into that account with a PIN number that you set, and so it's slowing down the process. So just a heads up, if you drew unemployment throughout the year, go to the website, set up your account, get your access so that you have your unemployment statement. So,
what else do you have on your list today?
The next big question we're really dealing with right now, because you do have to answer the question, did you get the first stimulus last spring, and did you get the stimulus payment that recently occurred? And so a lot of people are talking out in the community, and now we're getting a lot of questions because we are asking that question. It goes on there, and what you're putting it on there for is to reconcile, to make sure you got the right amount. Or if you didn't get it at all, that's how they're going to know now. Oh, Brian should have gotten $600 in the first and he didn't, so we put 0 in that, and then you will get the stimulus included with your refund.
So so you're asking people, okay, on this date, when this one was passed, did you get X? And did you on this date? So on your tax return, those line items are there now.
Yes, but it is not taxable, and that's what everyone is concerned with.
Right.
Well, I'm putting it on my tax return, so that means it's taxed. No, it's just...
You're putting it on there.
It's kind of like the Obamacare.
You're letting them know you got it.
Or didn't get it, so that I can receive it now.
If you put a 0 in there, then it is considered part of your refund that you will get. It'll get added to your
Correct.
refund, right?
Do you need a job? We need tax
No,
preparers.
I mean,
You're doing pretty good.
I'm just getting it. I'm
Yeah.
just getting. But what I'm saying is,
Yes.
it's a line item added. The stimulus checks is there. That's a line item added to your tax return. Don't let it confuse you out there.
It's not
don't let
included
it
in your
concern
income.
you. So don't say, "Oh my God, if I put 1,200 in there, it's non-tax." It's just letting them know you got your check or didn't.
Absolutely, that is
Okay.
correct. We're just letting them know to make sure you got the correct amount. If you didn't get any, to try to get you your stimulus. That's what it's there for. It's not taxable income. And that's been a lot of questions for people that haven't been in yet, because they've heard, oh, well, I had to tell them how much my stimulus was. So we just wanted to clarify. Your stimulus was not taxable. It does go on your return, but it's only for reconciliation.
Okay, what else we have on our list today?
So we talked about unemployment. We talked about the stimulus. The IRS goes live next Friday. That's 3 weeks later than any other year. So it's going to be a little crazy.
What's the IRS goes live mean?
That means, so we've been preparing returns.
Because some of us out there don't want to hear the IRS ever went live, but I don't know.
We
how
did.
put
If you
that.
had questions and problems for months, they were closed. So
No, but
That's a good
the
thing.
IRS goes live.
So that means that they've opened their doors and start accepting tax returns. So we've been filing since the beginning of January, right? And so those returns are just sitting there. They'll be the first through the gate, get processed. So they're not processing refunds. For certain credits, refunds don't start getting processed until the 15th, and that's an every year thing. That was the PATH Act that was passed several years ago to try to cut down on fraud. So some people's won't start getting processed till the 15th. Expect your refunds in about 2 to 3 weeks. It's normally 10 to 14 days, but the IRS isn't running on full speed. A lot of people are working from home, so I would assume, and you know what they say about assumptions, but I would prepare not to get my refund in the normal 10 to 14 days. I would allow a little
10 to
extra
4,
time.
that was a question I had, because 2020, that's the year you're filing.
Correct.
Your filing is your 2020 return. We know what 2020 was all about. So many changes in so many Americans' lives in that year. So I guess that is also a big question. All right, the IRS is going to go live 3 weeks later than normal. I've done my return. I went in. Is there going to be any changes in instant refunds? Some of the programs out there offered. Do you feel there's going to be delays that where people normally, are sitting there? I know what you just said, but I want to put all that together. Do you anticipate delays this year, like not like in the past?
Well, there's never been instant refunds.
Okay.
Because you don't get your refund instantly. You can take a loan. Lots of us offer, and we offer a loan with 0% interest and no fees. It's a loan against your refund. And you got to qualify. The standards are not like, going to buy a car. Basically for us, and I could get in trouble for saying this, I think a lot of the that weighs heavy on your credit check in our offices is more like, I've been coming here for so many years and every year I get my refund. So it's not about if I have a 700 credit score. You can have a 400 and still get our loan. It's more about, do you make enough money to pay it back if you didn't get your refund? Did you get your refund every year without any problems? There's no changes on your returns. Those things, I think, but they won't give us the underwriting, so we can't judge people and say, oh, you're not going to qualify, but just what we see. I think that's what happens with ours. But yeah, I would expect that refunds will be late. Again, everyone, I don't know of any business, any industry that's overstaffed, that has enough people or too many people. And, the IRS is not at full capacity with employees either.
Are all of the, now on the business side, are all of the compliance dates still the same as far as when you have to have
Yes.
W-2s out to your employees, when you have to have that tax information out?
Yep.
All the compliance dates are the same. Nothing's been extended.
None of that has changed for us, so everything remains the same there. Your W-2s were due
Because you
out.
do business tax, corporate tax. You don't just, I want to make sure it's very clear out there. Your office doesn't just do tax returns. That's
No.
it. You do business and corporate taxes, and you consult business clients in their taxes.
Absolutely.
So if you're out there and you're a business and you're wondering, hey, has there been any change in dates, reporting dates, anything like that, you would know that and you could help them with that.
We'd be happy to help them with that.
So, because now sometimes people think tax, February, March, boom, it's over. But you're open year round, and you do business and corporate taxes. You do things year round for your customers.
Yes, we help clients with letters, audits, bookkeeping, payroll.
You know, there's one thing, we've been doing this for years, and I know we got to close the segment up, but, you know, one of the biggest reasons I recommend you sit down with Beth and her qualified staff is you guys take someone's taxes and you also say, okay, when you walk out of here next year, you analyze what they're doing and say, you know what, next year you need to do this, you need to do that. So you also give your customers not just a tax return, you analyze their taxes to help them maximize and get the most out of their refund or pay legally as little as they have to throughout the year, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, great commercial. But yes, we do. We take care of you, and we try to prepare for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year,
Right.
5 year. You know, if we see something, we try to help. Nobody wants to pay too much in taxes, and so we do everything we can to keep everyone honest and within, you know, the boundaries, but to keep, you know, that refund as high as possible or the tax liability as low as possible.
There's some confusing things like child tax credits, and then now
Additional.
there's hiring credits. There's so many different things out there that somebody needs. You may need to ask
And
those
sadly,
questions.
each one of these stimulus packages have changed. What is now
Right.
different. So it's really, we spend a lot of time trying to keep current and to be able to help the people. When I left the office, we had someone sitting in there working on the next PPP because we helped them prepare for that. There's a lot of reporting that goes into that. They require a lot of paperwork. And so we help them do that, you know, apply for the PPPs, help them get those forgiven. So it's really, and I'm thankful for them. I'm very happy that, you know, we got that to help those businesses. This new one, you have to show that you had a 25% or more loss of revenue in a quarter in order to get this stimulus. And I think that's a great thing. You know, there was a lot of, it wasn't fraud. People just took advantage of what they put out there. The government put out free money with no guidelines on that first one. So lots of people who didn't have any reduction in income or loss of employees because of that, you know, they got the PPP loan and then it was forgiven. And this one here, it's really drilled to, hey, you have to show me that you had a loss in order to get this new loan. And I think that's a great stipulation.
Well, I want to ask you one more question. It's unprepared, so are you ready? You
I'll
didn't
try.
prepare for this.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, what I was just thinking as we were talking, because, you know, with unemployment and people living in some areas that maybe they went to another state to try to find a job for 6 months to try to get through or whatever. There's differences when you live somewhere and you went and worked in a couple different states. Am I correct?
Yes, so my husband's a lineman, so he does the storm work, hurricanes, snowstorms. So
All right, I have
there's
to
like
I have to
seven
come clean. I knew I knew she would know
seven
the
states
answer.
on our W-2
I
this
knew-
year.
yeah,
oh my gosh.
I knew that.
Yeah.
You know I know that.
So yes, there are different tax laws and different credits for working in all those different states. You put it all together, and we try to you know minimize that. So yeah, we even have to stay current on all 50 states
So even in your family, you have to deal with 7 different.
this year.
Right, this year, right? Yes. So what I'm saying out there is if you had to, for, you know, any reason whatsoever, because of the difficult year in 2020, if you went to another state to work for 90 days and you're wondering, how do I file my taxes this year? Beth Bennett at H&R Block will be able to help you. You have experience with that.
We definitely have experience in that.
Anything else?
I think we covered a lot today.
Yeah, you got to get back to work.
I know, right?
How do people find you if they're looking for you and they want to know, how can I get in touch with you to do my taxes?
hrblock.com and put in our zip code. We're in Ellijay, Chatsworth, Calhoun, Hartwell, Cleveland, Cornelia, Commerce, Jefferson. How about
Okay.
that?
And
Little bit everywhere.
although you have hours of operation during these times when You know, you got to file taxes. If you're out there and you have a hectic schedule and you can't make it in, if you will call, you'll make an appointment with them, right?
Absolutely. Just call us. We'll do whatever we can to accommodate you.
Beth Bennett, Tax Tips with Beth Bennett. Thank you very much. You can find this segment on FYNTV.com. It says Tax Tips with Beth Bennett right on there. And you can also send us questions if you would like for us to get them directly to Beth, or if you're looking for one of their locations, get with us and we'll help you find their location. Thank you very much. Beautiful. The sun's coming out. A little bit of every.
I said this morning, it's like the rain just washed away all the bad. Everything's clean and shiny today.
Sun's coming out. It's February. When you know what happens, then you have March. So we're right around the corner. So for all of our friends out there this week, we will be back Monday morning at 8 a.m. We're going to go now. We're going to go enjoy the weekend. Ready?
Yes.
Let's go, Emily.